Shop. Let's talk it. The target is an armored truck at Perimeter Trust. 10 a.m. sharp. Bank is right next to it. The switch car, baby. Hit the long stay parking structure. Start in the a.m. Questions.
I got a question, Doc. Why'd I believe phones over here heard the goddamn word you said? He ain't even listening.
Baby? The target is an armored truck at Perimeter Trust in Dunwoody, 10 a.m. sharp. The switch car is ready, but you want me to hit the long stay parking structure and get a heist vehicle that stays colder longer? It needs to be ready for an 8:30 start. Questions?
Welcome to Kermode Uncut. There's a new Edgar Wright movie coming out in cinemas called Baby Driver. You've probably heard of it. And I really like the film, which is no surprise. I'm a huge fan of Edgar Wright. I love the Cornetto trilogy. As you know, I've been a great champion of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Baby Driver is a very strange beast. It's kind of like a mashup between, on the one hand, a car chase crime thriller, and on the other hand, a musical. There was one reviewer who said that it was essentially Gone in 60 Seconds as directed by Busby Berkeley, and Edgar Wright said that was exactly how he wanted people to respond to it. At the centre of it is a getaway driver, Baby, who listens to music all the time on his earbuds to drown out tinnitus, and he kind of orchestrates his life and the jobs that he does around a soundtrack. If you've seen the video that Edgar Wright made for Mint Royale, the Blue Song video, that's kind of like where the idea was first seen, sort of like a test run of Baby Driver. Anyway, Edgar has programmed a season at the British Film Institute in South Bank in London, which just started yesterday and runs over the weekend into next week, called Car Land, which brilliantly sums up that kind of marriage between, on the one hand, musicals, and on the other hand, car chases. And it's a collection of the films that really, really inspired him, and it's a great collection of films. So we have, for example, Freebie and the Bean and Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, both of which I think Edgar Wright has programmed because he likes the idea of those films playing at the BFI South Bank. We also have The Blues Brothers, which is a film which he said has inspired him for a long time, firstly for its scale, but also because of the way that John Landis uses the Chicago locations. Baby Driver is very much an Atlanta film, and Edgar Wright said that he was looking to the work that John Landis had done with Chicago, how Chicago was a character in The Blues Brothers, and the same he wanted to be true of Atlanta in Baby Driver. There are two films by William Friedkin. There's To Live and Die in LA, which has that famous chase the wrong way up the Long Beach Freeway, and of course The French Connection. Now, French Connection is interesting because also on the season is Bullet. When Bullet was first made, it was produced by Phil D'Antoni, and Phil D'Antoni wanted it to be a kind of great car chase movie. Edgar Wright himself said perhaps it's the first movie outside of the silent era in which the car chase has been some central attraction. But Phil D'Antoni then went on to produce French Connection, and apparently Phil D'Antoni said to everyone who's making French Connection, I have one requirement of the French Connection, that is that it will have a car chase that will top the one that we did in Bullet. However, perhaps the most important film in the Car Land season is The Driver, the Walter Hill film. Many people have seen Baby Driver and said, oh, well, it reminds us of Nick Winding Refn's Drive. No. It reminds you of Walter Hill's The Driver. Walter Hill is very much the starting point of where Baby Driver comes from. In fact, Walter Hill does have a voice cameo in the film. Very briefly, you hear his voice in it. There's also a cameo appearance, a real-life cameo appearance by Paul Williams, Little Linus himself from Smokey and the Bandit, back in Atlanta, no less. So watching these movies at the Car Land season is very interesting because it kind of shows you all the films that Edgar Wright was thinking of when he was putting together Baby Driver. Personally, I saw references to movies like Risky Business and Ferris Bueller's Day Off in there along with all those other car chase films. And as somebody who's a huge fan of both French Connection and Live and Die in LA, it's lovely to see any film paying tribute to them. So go see Baby Driver when it comes out, and if you get a chance, go along to the Car Land season. It really does put the pedal to the metal.
Get out of the car!
Oh, my purse!
I'm sorry, ma'am.
What the